welcome back. I'm back in the restroom, which means that I'm doing something beauty related because that's what all these videos have been. Today, I'm going to be doing my classic blowout routine featuring this monstrosity. It's scary, but I love it. It makes my hair look good. So I'm gonna use the revlon today. Should probably clean out all the hair. Ooh. Okay, I got some of the hair cleaned out, but it's still a bit of a fire hazard, so proceed with caution. Doing my hair like this only takes a few things. It gives you a gorgeous little blowout. I've never gotten like a blowout at a salon, I don't think. I only do it at home because that's a lot of money and it's easy to do. Anybody can do it. You could also use a blow dryer with a round brush, but I'm not skilled enough to use a round brush, so I just use this. Also with this method, sometimes I use a straightener. If my hair's dry, straighten it, roll it up. I also use a curler and then roll it up, but I'm just gonna be using this today to do my blowout. Here's what you need. Number one, obviously, like I said, some kind of blow dryer. I use this. Use a blow dryer and a round brush if you want. Hairbrush, obviously. Some kind of heat protectant, not necessarily my favorite, just the only one I have. Lastly, you need some rollers. I like the big ones, or /and little clips like this. And that's it. In my opinion, you should never use this thing when your hair is very wet. My hair is like, I would say 95% dry right now. It's almost completely dry. Honestly, I would do it if it was like 80% dry, 75 too, but this will be fine. Let's get started. First, I'm just gonna spray down all my hair. I put this in very generously because my hair is very bleached and very fragile. You should always brush your hair from the tip to the root, because if you just do this, you're gonna yank it and you're gonna break it more than it already is. Okay, hair is all brushed. The last thing I'm gonna do before I start is section out my bangs and dampen them slightly, just because I kind of want to get rid of this part here. Bangs are damp, so we're gonna blow dry these first. Also, does anybody do this? When I need my hair out of my way and I don't want to put it up in a scrunchie or a thing, I like twist it up and tuck it into my shirt. Does anybody else do that? Okay, my bangs are a bit long right now, so they're kind of like curtain bangs. So when I blow dry, I always end it going away from my face. First, you know, I do this, and then I go from side to side, front, back. It's a process, but then I always end going that way, away from my face. Also, I only use this thing on the low setting because otherwise I think it will catch on fire. Okay, now that front section is done, so I just take it with a roller, start at the front and try to hold as much hair on it as possible and just roll it back. Some hair will fly away, so you kind of have to like scoop it back onto the roller, but then it's there, it's done. The way I like to do this is to work from the top of my head to the bottom. When I curl my hair, it's usually the opposite. I section it and start at the bottom, but when you're blow drying, it's just easier to go top down. At the top section of my head right here, I like to do 3 or 4 rollers. The next one is right behind this one, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing, curling it away from my face, or drying it away from my face, and then pin it up the same exact way. Here's my roller, catch all the hair. And you don't want to wait too long to roll it up, because the way the style will set is if your hair is still hot/warm. So there's that one, and I'm gonna do probably 2 more right there, and then I'll move on to the lower half. A little trick is to keep all the hair in. I kind of like squeeze it as I'm rolling, because as you roll it and it gets closer to your root, it spreads out. So I like squeeze it back into the roller like that. So here's the top section done. I have 4 rollers and they're all going the same way. I mostly use rollers at the top because that's where I want the most volume and it's the most important to me there. When I get down here, I kind of like to switch to clips. So at this point, I like to have my hair split in 4 sections. So I split it directly in the middle this way and then vertically equal parts on each side. And these front parts go basically right behind my ear like that. In this set, I have 6 big rollers left. So what I'm probably gonna do is 2 on each side right here. And then on the back sections, I'll do 1 each and then the bottom parts I'll just clip up. I'm gonna start with this section, and this one I split into 2 even parts, and I blow dry it going towards my face and down, and then I'm gonna put the roller in the same exact way. These ones I kind of like to brush up a bit so I have as much volume at the root as possible, and the hair's still warm, so that doesn't matter. And then these can be a little bit tricky to roll up, but I basically just start looping the end. And with this one especially, make sure that you grab the rest of the hair so it doesn't fall out of the roller. Also with these, I like to secure them to my head with this just because they can get a bit loose, and that just makes sure it won't fall out. I should also mention that as I'm like releasing my hair from the dryer, I keep twisting it as I'm letting the hair go. I don't know why or if that makes a difference, but I think that just helps to create the curl a bit better. This hair doesn't really get curly. It kind of just like gives you volume and it looks nice when you have layers. But when I use a straightener or a curler doing the same exact method, then it does get more curly and bouncy, but that's not really what I'm going for in this case. I'm gonna do the same exact thing over here, and then I'll move on to the back, and then I'm done. So here, a piece of hair kind of fell out as I was rolling it because of my layers. So I just keep rolling it, and then I just put it back in, and it's like nothing ever happened. Now that's done, so I'm gonna do the last 2 sections. I split these into 3 horizontal sections. Try to get them as equal as possible because then they will turn out better. Here we go. And this top one, I'm gonna use the last big roller for. Okay, this thing's gonna choke me. So with this one, once again, I brush it out just because it makes it a bit smoother. Take it and pull it up. And then once you get to the end, start rolling. I have to bend out. If it gets a little wonky, just restart, pull it up. I'm literally crouching. And then just keep squeezing it like this. That's like my #1 pro tip to get tight rollers. And then I secure it. That's that. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side with the top one, and then I'll show you how I roll up these bottom sections. Just keep in mind as you're doing this, you will get sweaty and your arms will start to hurt. Beauty is pain. Okay, another tip I have is as you're blow drying it, roll to the end, roll it up, leave it for a second, pull some out, and then roll it back up. And just do that a few times. That helps you get the root and the end kind of evenly, and the curl just holds better. So I let go of this the same way. Again, brush it out so it's tall. And then when I don't use a roller, I kind of just had to rely on my fingers to twist it up into whatever, that kind of shape. So I put 2 fingers behind it, and then with 2 fingers I'm holding this, and I just wrap it over itself. Oh, let me try again. Wrap it over itself, just like that. And try to get a kind of good grip on the very end of the hair. And then I grab it all. Oh, it's stuck on my rings. Oh God, it's stuck on my rings. Okay, I took my rings off. I'm gonna try to show better. So take 2 fingers, just wrap it over itself. Can you see it? Oh, I missed a piece of hair. And then I grab it with my thumb, and then grab the whole entire section. Try not to let it go loose, and just roll it up to your root a little bit. And then pin it through the middle. And it's not as pretty as these, but it does the same job essentially. So that's one side all done. I'm gonna do this and then I'll be done. I'm pinning up my final piece and now I'm done. Here's the front. side, side, back. Can you see it? So now you essentially just want to leave it to sit and cool as long as you can. If I'm going somewhere, I'll usually just leave it in the car and then take it out right before I need to go somewhere. I don't know how long I'm gonna leave it sit, but I'll come back when it's time to roll them out. It's a bit later, maybe like 30 minutes. Usually I would leave it literally for hours, but I just don't have the time to do that today. So I'm gonna take it down and I'm gonna start with these clips at the bottom. Looks a little silly, but that's okay. Oh, that's cute. Okay, here we go. Now when I'm taking down the rollers, first obviously remove the clip, and then to make the least damage as possible, first I take out those pieces that are just stuck to it. But when I'm rolling it down, I twirl it away from my face and then pull it down. That's the best way to do it. Some of them are stubborn, you just have to be patient and try not to rip your hair out, because you can, and it's scary. There we go. Here's how it looks immediately when it's all taken down. Clearly it's crazy. First I go into the root and I just start shaking it out to kind of get rid of the parts that are there from where you sectioned it off. And then I kind of run it through the ends a little bit. Like you can see here, there's like a separation. You kind of just want it all to blend together. And then depending on the day, it'll part differently. So right now, weirdly, it's wanting to part really far to the side, but I can also pull it a little bit inwards. That's a bit more my style. And God, the front piece is just the way it falls in is so good. This is just, I wish I could wake up and my hair would just have this much life in it. My hair doesn't really like to part that way. That's kind of cute. Oh, I'm not gonna cut my hair, but I kind of like this side part a little bit. It's kind of what I'm vibing with right now. And there you go. That's my little blowout. If I want, if my hair's looking a little dry, I take some oil, just a little bit, and just pull it through the ends a little bit. I don't want to mess with any of the volume going on, but sometimes it's nice to have a bit of a shinier end. And then I just lightly brush the ends. Take a little more oil through the layers. That's perfect. That's all I ever want. Now when I use a straightener, as I said, it gets a bit more curly, but when I just want that like fresh blow dried look, this is exactly what I like to do. I might make another video doing it with a straightener or with a curling iron, because that honestly looks a lot different. It's a lot more structured. This just looks like just got out of the salon, you know? I love it. Not bad. It's not my best set ever, but every set is different. It just depends on how tight you roll it, how long you leave it. And this is perfect. And I'm not gonna wash my hair for like another week, because I kind of just put it up at night, make sure it's all safe and secure, and then, you know, the style kind of fades, but it works. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully you took something away from this. It's my mom's birthday, so I'm gonna go have dinner, and I'm gonna sit at the table like this, because I have good hair. Anyways, love you, bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.